Hi everyone, it's Mayfly time again, that time of year known as Duffer's Fortnight, and here we are. Chris and I have come down to the beautiful Lower Richard fishery here. Conditions are lovely, slightly overcast, a little bit humid, perfect conditions for these hatching mayfly. So join us in this short film and we're going to give you a few useful hints and tips how to improve your catches during the mayfly hatches. So it's early in the day, we're just about to get started for our day's mayfly fishing. So Chris and I are just going to have a quick discussion on how we'd actually look to approach the water when it comes to mayfly fishing. So Chris, how would you look to start on a day like today?
Yeah, well, we've come down to the Lower Richard fishery. And even though mayfly season is considered to be a bit of a Duffer's Fortnight, anything works. And it's sort of true, fish are up and they're feeding quite well. You still have to have a fairly tactical approach when it comes to attacking the fish. So early in the day, water temperature's a little bit lower, the air temperature's a little bit lower. We'll start having a go at perhaps trying to extract a few fish on mayfly nymphs.
Okay, perfect.
Goldhead, get us down a couple of feet. Those fish are normally a little bit deeper, a little bit more stoic, a little bit more sort of unmovable in the water, so we'll try and knock them off balance with those a little bit. Once the hatch then starts going, hopefully, after lunch, we'll then move on to the adults.
Fantastic.
Mohican mayfly, Olive Redwood's pattern.
Yeah, great pattern, floats really well.
And looks as though you could eat it yourself.
Well, it's as close to the natural as we're going to get, really, if we're completely honest.
Absolutely, and hopefully that will really do us the business this afternoon and into the evening.
Excellent.
As far as leader material goes, tend to use Orvis Super Strong in the 7.5 foot, to which we'll attach a couple of feet of copolymer.
Yep.
Floats high in the water, keeps the fly nice and airborne for us, if you like. And hopefully then, you know, attack the fish properly. Obviously fishing for them from a downstream position, casting upstream. So there's always that balance of not being seen but not lining the fish either. So that's where the skill sort of comes into it. But we'll obviously go through all that later on.
Making sure obviously that fly is drifting dead with the current.
Dead with the current, absolutely right. When you cast copolymer onto the water, keeps the fly nice and high, but we do want to get it just under the surface. When you lay nylon or copolymer material on the water, it's very much like a hair in a bath.
Yep.
You get halos of light. Obviously fishing upstream, that leader's coming past the fish first. They see that beveling of the meniscus, puts them off perhaps attacking the fly because it doesn't look so natural. So that just takes that shine off and helps it just get under the surface. And then obviously to counter that, we use a bit of gink, a bit of silicone floatant on the fly itself, just to help it ride the water a little bit better for a little bit longer.
So as you said earlier, even though the fish might be letting their guard down because there's lots of food around, still the attention to detail is
pretty
really
important. Yeah, it's critical.
Maximising our presentation.
Yeah, absolutely right. And of course that's all allied by the fact that the water is just so clear. There is a little bit of colour in it today which will help us a little bit. It will give us a little bit of protection from being seen, but it was still enough visibility for us to actually see what we're going for. So it's actually about as good as it's going to get.
Perfect. Yeah. So let's go and have a go and see if we
Absolutely.
can get some.
Let's have a go.
Excellent.
So we're fishing the boards here on the lower part of the bends. You can see why it's called the bends now, because we've got this big U-bend in the beat. I'm just going to try and fish this bit of seam that's coming through. And again, this is just about line management now, fishing the various creases in the water that we have. We've got 2 or 3 here to play with. And what we're trying to look for is to run the fly down the edges of the main currents. In between the main currents, into the slacker water where the fish will sit, moving into the fast current to take food. Just try and fish that junction between the two. Straight on it, mayfly nymph. He came back for it, looked at it and then just engulfed it. Saw the line zip away, set the hook. So that's fantastic. And she's in the water. Give a shot of it now. The colour's just shot lovely in the light. Sunlight, it's a beautiful fish. There we go. It's a lovely little river itching brownie, about a pound, pound and a half. Just taken on a mayfly nymph, and hopefully that's the hors d'oeuvre before the main course later on this afternoon, when we start taking off the top on the mayfly adults proper. Beautiful. I think it's probably time to get her back in the water though. Well done.
There we go. Quickly take this fly out. Barbless hook, out nice and easy. You have bonny trout. Really wanted that mayfly, that's for sure. He can do the damage. Let's quickly slip it back. Just hold it in the water, make sure it gets his breath back. Give it a good scrap. Away she goes. Boy, that's the boy.
Yeah!
The chub.
Is it?
Yeah. Well, that was a bit of a surprise. Thought it was a really nice brownie, but seems like the chub like a bit of just mayfly action as well. So let's pop it back. Beautiful rise. Pretty good fun on the dry. That was a trout. Another nice chunky fish. This time fell to a CDC mayfly. Really came up and hammered it. Chris and I hope you picked up some really useful hints and tips from this short film, and wish you the best of luck during this year's mayfly hatch. And until next time, tight lines guys.